So I've been studying the book of Nehemiah, right? And I just been dying laughing because these spirits are out of control. Like, they really out of control. And I was reading Nehemiah 6, and it says that basically these people tried 4 or 5 times, right? And once they found out that they wasn't getting nowhere, they sent a letter, right? And 6:6 says, wherein was written, it is reported among the heathens, and Geshem said it, that thou and the Jews think to rebel, for which cause thou buildest the wall, that thou mayest be their king according to these things. And thou hast also appointed prophets to preach of thee at Jerusalem, saying, there is a king in Judah, and now shall it be reported to the king according to these words. Come now, therefore, and let us take counsel together. Then I sent unto him, saying, this is Nehemiah, responding back to these enemies, okay? The Sanballat and Geshem, whatever their names is, right? And this is where I thought was so funny, because he sent back to them and said, there are no such things done as thou sayest, but thou feignest them out of thy own heart. Basically, these people is lying. These spirits are mad. These spirits are so mad because when Nehemiah first came up into Jerusalem to build this wall, like God told him, they scoffed and they mocked at him. They didn't think he was really going to do what God had told him to do. Right? So now that they figured out that he had already built it, even though the gates wasn't up, now they salty. Now they like, hold up, he really did what he said he was gonna do. So all that scoffing and all that mocking, guess who looking stupid? That's why I always say, let people play their position, because when God shows up and do what he said he was always gonna do, these people over here panicking, trying to get this man to come off the wall, because guess what? The wall was built. They in panic mode. So now they lying. Now they trying to do accusations. These is what these spirits do. They make up all type of accusations, all types of lies. Come down. Stop. Basically engage in this. I'm going to take you to court. Why? Because I need you to stop doing what God called you to do, because fully this thing is going to come to pass. So it says here, for they all made us afraid, saying, their hands shall be weakened from the work, that it be not done. Now, therefore, O God, strengthen my hands. See, people be thinking they know what these spirits, okay? I'm not really talking about people. I'm talking about these spirits. These spirits be thinking they doing something. They try to install fear in you. And then when they realize that they not more powerful than the God that you serve, they like, okay, the only way I can accomplish what I said I was going to accomplish is by distracting them. So let me make these lies. Let me make these accusations. Let me get these people so caught up on trying to defend themselves that they don't finish out what God set them to do. Because the wall was built in spite of the opposition. As I was reading this, I already peeped game. Like, it's going to be so much going on while you doing what God have called you to do. It's going to be so much to the point you're going to be like, God, you feel me? But that's why you got to be continuing your prayer closet. You got to continue to do what you doing despite the opposition, despite what these spirits got going on in the background, but despite what they doing, you know, with they moon rituals and all type of stuff. You got to keep going, because it's going to be built. I sat on this and it says, now it came to pass. Now it came to pass. This is 6:16. 6:16. Anything God has set you out to do, it's going to come to pass, despite the opposition, despite the lies, despite the accusations. Just don't entertain it. Let me finish this out for y'all right quick. We go down to 11, right? And basically afterwards, he came into the house of Shechem. I don't know all these names. Don't quote me. Okay. But basically the man came up in here trying to tell him something like, they gonna slay you. People gonna threaten to, oh, I'm gonna kill you. Right. And Nehemiah said, such a man as I flee. And who is there that being as I am will go into the temple to save his life? I will not go in. And lo, I perceived that God had not sent him, but that he pronounced this prophecy against me. For Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him. His enemies had hired him to tell him this. Therefore was he hired, that I should be afraid and do so in sin, and that they might have matter for an evil report, that they might reproach me. My God, think thou upon Tobiah and Sanballat according to these their works, and on the and the rest of the prophets that would have put fear in me. These spirits are going to try to put fear in you. Oh, they going to try to come kill you. Such a man as I flee. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in this world. See, that's why you got to get rooted. One thing I had to realize before God sends you off, before God puts you into whatever it is he have called you for, he going to establish a relationship with you. He going to allow you to know that he is God. He's going to show up for you. He's going to show up and show out to let you know that he is who he say he is. I am who I am. I am that I am. I'm all that you need me to be. So when you understand the God that you serve, you're not going to allow people to run you out, whatever it is that God have called you to do. Because who are you? These spirits are basically trying to make God a liar. Oh, it will not come to pass. But see, a lot of things are conditioned on your obedience. Are you going to go where I tell you to go? Are you going to do what I tell you to do? It's going to come to pass as long as you do your part. That's why a lot of religion always put it on Jesus. That way you never do your part, so you can sit here and think, well, is God a lie? God is not a man that he shall lie. Where were you? A lot of times we always asking God where he at. Where were you? It's a partnership. So when you establish that and you realize that, you're not going to allow nobody to run you off. Why? Because you know who your God is. Pull up. Pull up. Tell them spirits to pull up and we going to see. I think about, I don't know if this was Elijah. Call on your God and I'm going to call on my God. Like, that's where you got to be. Pull up. Tell these spirits to pull up. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to end it here. What I got basically, it's a lot of people's Nehemiah season. God is finna send you out into whatever your Jerusalem is, and you finna build your wall. You finna do the great work that God has for you. And it's finna be a lot that's taking place. It's finna be a lot of mocking. It's finna be a lot of scoffing. It's finna be a lot of lies. It's finna be a lot of accusations. It's finna be a lot of opposition. But God don't want you to get caught up on the distractions, that you don't realize that the wall is still going to be built despite the opposition. That you don't realize who your God is. It may be death threats. It may be a lot, because these spirits do not cease. Okay, it was 4 or 5 times they was trying. These spirits are going to try. But guess what? Greater is he that is in you than he that is in this world. So you got to stand on your relationship with God. You got to stand on the strength. Ask God to strengthen whatever it is that you need, because his strength works best in your weakness. So that's what I got from that. Okay, build your wall.